what kind of expectation you will be having in this journey, and also to point you out to additional support that you'll be able to get, because as you immerse yourself in this journey, I wanted you to remember that it's going to be not just learning the technical stuff, but we also have additional resources that you'll be able to benefit from as participants of our program. And that's basically models to be able to give you the hands-on experience, and also just to motivate you to be able to accelerate your learning journey, and perhaps to be able to give you that conviction that you made the right choice to join our program. I know there are several other choices you'll have made in starting off your journey for data science, but why did you choose predictive analytics? So the next couple of minutes, I'll just be giving you a justification on why predictive analytics. And then after that, we will be going on to the next phase, which will be showing you the tools that you'll need to sign up. I mean, the tools that you'll need to set up for creating an 360 learning experience. So it's not going to just be about learning the instance that you're learning directly through interaction with the instructors, but we've put together tools and resources to give you a 360 view of learning. So even when you're offline, we'll be showing you resources that you can utilize to enhance the learning experience. So these will range from documentaries you can watch, articles to read, social media platforms, recommended list of influencers that you should be able to follow on your day-to-day journey to make that learning experience more relatable. Yeah, so just a quick introduction again about our organization. So we are a 4-year-old organization registered in 2017 in Kenya. We have since been incorporated as an organization again in the UK. So we are fully registered in the UK, and I'll be giving you the distinctiveness of why we have those two jurisdictions as our operational model. So we provide services. So we develop softwares. So in the course of these studies, you'll be interacting with one of our software that we've developed. This software is fully operational for the last 1.5 years. So we have a couple of clients already using it. We will be having a formal launch of this software just this coming month of April. And we'll give you access also to use the software in your area of line of work. So one course in this program is basically around that software. So the software is on the geolocation information intelligence system. Yeah. So we have other softwares also that we develop for clients and also for ourselves. So we have a mobile lending platform. So you can be able to take loans using uncollateralized data. So traditional banking systems use a lot of collateralized information, which is structured data. So we've been able to build a software that can use information that's not structured to give that decision to give a loan or not. Yeah, we have other software that leverage on machine learning and same tools that we'll be teaching you. So we have software that can predict different outcomes in different contexts, ranging from the next employee to leave the organization, the next customer to default on paying a subscription, detection of fraud. We have been able to work in the energy sector to predict demand for energy supply. We developed tools in the agricultural sector, which have been able to build models for helping farmers use the right mix of farm inputs to optimize on the production of their output. Yeah, so the list is wide, and we have continuously, actively been able to create various platforms. So for those of you we are connected on LinkedIn, if you check on my LinkedIn page, there was an endorsement we were given by a client. We did a project in Uganda. Let me just show you because it's just right here. We did a project in Uganda where we helped a distributor build an app that will do deliveries. So far, they've connected doing deliveries to 500,000 homes. So I think that endorsement is just here. Let me show you shortly. Yeah, so you can see, and you can go and follow me on LinkedIn if you are not already connected. So you can see this is a company in Uganda called African Queen. There was a project which was funded by impact investors based in Britain. Our organization is here. We were the ones doing the data analytics, and we built an app that was helping these distributors reach, and you can see the number here. So the business vertical has grown a few months and helped African Queens reach 500 million additional households with basic goods such as milk, soap, baby products. Yeah. So I wanted just to encourage you, at the back end of this, you'll be doing work that is going to influence society. Yeah. So we are the very fore of providing solutions that are not abstract. Yeah. Basically, you have our app being used by tuk-tuk, border riders for delivering products, and that's the whole essence of data. So as you come on board, I wanted just to prepare you. This is not something that's abstract. At the very fore of it, there's what we call the last mile. The last mile is where now the customer sits, and it's always been our hope to move away from training IT-related professionals to start training the business owners. So the business owners are the people who sit next to the customer, to be able to understand the capabilities of this platform and how we can be able to utilize the skills you're getting from this program to add value to your day-to-day operations. So just in a nutshell, everything will boil down to software. What we're teaching you are skills, and then you're able to sit with your various developers, because all these skills, all these tools need different skill sets to develop. But you're going to provide insights against which they'll be using to develop those tools. Now, the other thing that we do is big data analytics. So this is very close now to what we'll be learning, is direct. Because out of this, you'll be expected to analyze data. So we have companies which don't have capacity to do the analysis. Yeah, so you may be lucky to work for an organization that already has a data science department, but either way, there are different steps in analyzing data. So in your first learn about the data science process, and you'll see the stage where you'll be requiring of the business problem to be solved. So if someone comes from a different department and is trying to solve your problems in your department, he may not know the problems that you have. So by you going through this program, you'll be having a full view of the entire cycle. So it's important for you to understand, even before you start the analytics, it's a very small step that you need to appreciate for developing the framework of the problem to be solved. So we're happy that this is something that is actively growing. And as I said, we have been able to work with the cross-border industries in the banking, insurance sector, telecom, healthcare, to analyze data. Just showing a testimonial from FMCG and retail perspective from that client that we worked with in that space. And the other thing that we do now is training, and this is, I'll come to that as we move on, but let me finish with data strategy and consulting. And basically, this is where there's a low-hanging fruit for you. Yeah, for those of you who have extra time and would like to learn and give you experience, because one of the things that we teach you this is to enable you develop what you call alternative income. Yeah, because I think COVID has taught us the importance of leveraging on our time. So you have other skills that you have that may not be utilized by your employer, and you may want to have monetize those skills. You've invested in your career. Yeah, you've been able to sponsor yourself for this program. So what we're trying to encourage you is to, develop an appetite for making money. So we have this department here, which is for consulting. We show you the tools which we use for consulting. We show you the topics for consulting. One key thing that's trending right now is in data protection and privacy. You know about especially in Kenya. You know about the Kenya Data Protection Office, where they have a an audit which is to be carried in many organizations to ensure that they are compliant. So this is an opportunity for most of us, to be able to leverage. So there's a list we can be able to recommend your name to be included in the list of consultants who can be called upon to do audits in various organizations. So this is an opportunity that's coming up, and it's exclusive, available to members of our who go through our training program. Of course, our program has its recognition across various industries, including the government. So it's good that we have this knowledge passed on to you, so you can be able to see what opportunity you can open up for your future career aspiration. Then also in data strategy and consulting, we have what we call data science as a service. We do placements for data scientists in organizations. So out of those of you who may wish to have a switch of career, or you're looking for another opportunity elsewhere, you can register. So we have a platform that we call jobs.predictive analytics.co.uk. So this is our platform that we have for jobs. So if you are looking for a job, you'll be able to upload, sign in, set up your profile here, and you can be able to access and even upload your CV. So we have companies that have signed up with us that we give this database to be able to check out their jobs. You can also check in real-time jobs available in the analytics realm. So you can see this is a job here. So this again, this is another software that we've developed. So this is updated by a robot. So these jobs are looked for in different websites, and then they're published here. So it's fully automated. So when you come there, you can look for jobs which are relevant in the area of analytics or other areas that you may find useful, and then be able to apply by clicking on that link. So this is different jobs. Then you click there, it will take you to where that job is. Then you can apply from there. That's a LinkedIn job. LinkedIn is a leading platform for job providers. So let me go back again. So because we just don't do jobs, we also do tenders. So in the platform also you'll find tenders. You come here also, you'll find tenders. So one opportunity that we also teach you is to be entrepreneurs. So once you understand what data science is, you understand the tools that are used here, nothing stops you from being an entrepreneur. So you can be able to bid for tenders right on this platform. So that's what that platform does in data science and consulting. I've shown you what you can be able to access on that basis. Then back to the training. So this, I'm sure you've been able to go through a brochure. You've seen the various options. So I wanted just to very quickly show you how we've structured our program and how you can be able to, benefit, from the provision and maximize the knowledge that you gain from this program. So we've divided our program in three. So these three verticals ensure that we're able to maximize on the output of the program. So we have what we call the technical vertical. So now the technical vertical, these are the technical tools which are used in data science and business analytics and big data. In the industry vertical, this means you have different industries that are being impacted by the evolving landscape in data science. Then you have the professional vertical, so which means you are a profession working in each industry. So what we've been able to achieve is these modules that we're running are sitting under the technical vertical, but we've been borrowing case studies from industry and professional. So you'll be finding some case studies which are for finance professionals, some case studies for marketing professionals, other case studies for sales professionals, for data leaders, for engineers, for academia, for lawyers. They're all available. For industry, you have applications which are coming from telecommunication industry, aviation, healthcare, government, medical, so on and so forth. But the program that you have is rich in the technical skills. So remember, by the time you start your data science journey, one of the things that you need to be conversant with is a skill. So there's knowledge and then the skill. So skill is hands-on, skill is taught through labs. So because there's experimentation, there's a hands-on feel of what this tool is. And it's our intention that by the time you're going for an interview somewhere and someone says you can model something in Excel, you also tell them, apart from Excel, I can also do it in SQL, I can also do it in Power BI, and also advance it to Python. Yeah. So it was our intention, and as June said, our first 20 cohorts were doing Python only. Yeah, but we figured we have a lot more, skills which are needed also in these other traditional tools that we use for analysis. So that's why we expanded and included as analytics. Yeah, we have even developed another additional which you will benefit from for blockchain. So we'll also be teaching you about blockchain. We'll also be teaching you about IoT. So we've added two more modules which will be coming in later, so that you can be able to benefit. We are seeing a lot of requests. You're already hearing a lot about cryptocurrency, government setting up the digital coins. You're hearing about corporates also investing in NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So it's our wish to give you this knowledge so that by the time you go out there with our certificates, you are well prepared to take on any challenge that comes your way. Yeah, so this is always an ongoing process. We also benefit a lot from your feedback as participants of this program. So we'll be looking forward to hear from you in terms of what else or what additional skills or tools you will need to do you need to have for you to give yourself a good learning competitiveness, a competitive edge in the workplace. Yeah, so that's how the program is. Yeah, I wanted to check to see whether Alice and Mary, have you joined already? Yeah, I can see Alice. Yeah. So what? Alice, you can introduce yourself, and then I'll be continuing for another 10 minutes, and then hand over to you to take on the requirements of the program. So maybe you can put on your video so that they see you. You're good.
Sure. So hi everyone. Thank you very much for making time for this orientation session. My name is Alice Wenjiro, and I'm part of the support Predictive Analytics Lab. So I'm in charge of administration and also sales at Predictive. And I can assure you you've made the best decision for you to join this data science journey, and you shall be able to hold your hand from very beginning to the intermediate level. So thank you very much. Tim, you already done introductions from them?
Yeah, you already have the introduction, but the session is recorded, so you should be able to. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Should be able to hear the recording. Mary?
Hi, morning everyone. My name is Mary from Predictive Analytics Lab, and basically I deal with managing the operations of the company. As Timothy has mentioned, we have several things that we do. Apart from training, we also have consultancy, and I basically manage all those company. I've been able to interact with some of you via phone calls, and I'm sure we'll interact with all of you with time. And all of you, I'm sure at the end of it all, you'll be able to thank us for imparting knowledge in your career. I'll be able to. We have different platforms that support learning, and we might not be able to share today because we have several cohorts that are running, and I'm supposed to attend them and just coordinate. So during Saturday's class, I'll be able to show you some of those platforms and how you'll be able to use them to access knowledge. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll have a successful journey ahead. Thank you, Tim.
Okay, thank you. So maybe we can release you to go back outside. We'll remain with Alice here. Okay, so I've taken you through the overview, the products that we have, and some of the key things you need to look out for from predictive analytics, so that you see how you can benefit. Yeah. So the next, I wanted to take you through the the data science and what it is, and why you need to focus on some areas to learn which areas are growing, which areas have more demand, because we are right at the pulse of the society. We can be able to tell areas that have much more particular interest, so that you're able to have the right footing as you start this journey. So I'll share my screen again shortly, and then after I finish, I'll go to Alice. So Alice will take them through the 17 weeks, the month, and then also the rates. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So there's a link I've shared on the chat. So that's a link to this tool that is here. So it's called a mind map. Yeah. So one of you mentioned that I think it was Njoki. Yeah. You mentioned that you wanted to. It's always good for you. You understand things when they're more visualized. Yeah. That's all of us. Yeah? I think it's good to have this so that you can know exactly where we are, what route we'll be taking in this program. As you see, data has got many facets. So there's the data. I'll be very brief in showing the key areas that we'll be focusing on. So if you look on the left side of the screen, bottom left, you'll see what we call data analytics. Okay. So on the data analytics, so here we have the business for the professional results. So these are even more. So can be applying in business administration, marketing analytics, financial analysis. We also do visualizations there. Yeah, statistical analysis and geospatial analysis. And then there's a part of data science that's really concerned with the visualizations only. Okay. So there are softwares for visualizations. There are softwares that use programming languages. We'll be teaching you about Tableau. SAS is used in banks. We'll be teaching you about Excel. There's also Python and R. Yeah, so we'll be teaching you about this. R it's not part of what we'll teach, but it is good that you know it exists. Then there's what we call Java-based. So these Java-based are used mostly by developers. So these are more technical, but there are areas which you'll interact with through the software. So the software we have for GIS utilizes these solutions: OpenStreetMap, Mapbox, Google, and then charts, timeline. So you'll see these tools in action, but this is not something that you need to learn as a data stewards. So you can get those through working with a team that has those skills. So I wanted to move the upside. So data is also about storage and engineering. So you will come through a term called data engineering. So there's what you call a data scientist and a data engineer. Engineer is someone who's concerned with this aspect here, which is detection and ingestion, data cleaning, and also data scrapping, and then search engines. So also under data engineering, you have data storage. Of course, you've heard about cloud, yeah, cloud databases. This is where you have your Amazons, you have your Google Bigtable. There's open source for DigitalOcean, yeah, and you have MongoDB, which is SQL databases. So we'll teach you a module in SQL. So SQL is quite robust and open source, and it's also generic. Yeah, so it belongs to Microsoft, and it's something that you can learn easily, but it also forms a part of our journey. For those of you who will come back for the advanced, we have an advanced, we'll teach you about Hadoop. These are used for big data streaming, Spark, MapReduce. So it's good also you just be aware this exists, so that if you go for an interview somewhere and someone asks you what kind of data scientist are you, you're able to point them to the right side of data science and say, me, I'm a business side, which is this side. Okay. Then we have got this other side, which is highly mathematical. This is mostly done in academia level. So we call this machine learning, deep data, yeah, data science kind of thing. These ones will only be teaching you 4 modules at the very end of this program. So it's quite technical, and we put it at the tail end so that at least you'll have gained a lot of knowledge that comes through this. But it's very exciting to learn. These are now those intuitive models. You find what people like talking supervised learning, recommendation systems and supervised learning, neural networks. So those of you who attended last Saturday's class, this is where they were. Yeah, so they'd finished this side, so they'd gone to this side. Yeah, so you can see it's quite a lot of knowledge that's there for you. Then on this lower side is computer vision and then natural language processing. Yeah, so all this will be covered in the last month, the last 4 modules of our program. Yeah, so if you feel lost, always go back to this and refer. Or if one of your colleagues start asking you, what's this that you're studying? You can always show them this map. So this map summarizes everything that that we're going to teach you. Yeah, so feel free, feel welcome. You have at your support, Mary, Alice, and myself. We are there to support you in this journey. So Sharon, I see your hand is up. Please.
Yeah, I have a quick question, Timothy. I'm looking at the I'm looking at the bottom left-hand corner where you have Tableau, SAS,
yes,
Visual Analytics, and Excel. Timothy, are those 3 similar programs, similar softwares that can be? Could I say they're equal to each other?
That's a good question. So these are very different softwares. They are what we call, apart from which belongs to Microsoft and it's free. Tableau is not open source. It's a what we call an enterprise software, so it is paid for. We also have SAS. SAS is a Canadian company, so it does banking softwares. So they're good in banking and financial data. Yeah, so we'll be showing you 5 others. So 1, Excel. We start with Excel. Then we'll move to Power BI. So Excel BI belongs to, and then we'll move to SQL. We'll move to, then after Tableau, we'll move to SQL, and then there is our own enterprise software, which is GIS. So very different softwares, but they do the same thing, which you may ask me, which is production of dashboards, but some have got limited capability in doing predictions. So during this program, we'll be introducing you into those and make sure that you're able to do some basic functionalities of the app. So I hope that has been a good answer enough.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah. All right. Any other question? Because I'll be handing over to Alice right after. Any question on the consulting or on the jobs or on the general softwares? So, okay, so Alice, please, you can take over from there. I'll be listening in the back, but at some point I'll be stepping out to go check on the other groups. But feel free to proceed. So to the rest of the cohort, I think I look forward to having a very close interaction with you. There were 2 hands which were up.
Yes,
here.
maybe if I can go and if I can ask a question in terms of software.
Please.
Are we expected to have the software on our side, or are we going to access the software virtually?
Yeah, so there's some softwares which you will download. So that's the process that we'll be doing the whole of next week before your first class. And then there's some softwares we'll only be giving you access before the class. Yeah. So all these softwares we are going to be free. You're not going to pay for any of them. Yeah. So it's whatever software you're using, which are from our side, we'll give you access for free. Whatever softwares we're going to use that belong to other, we'll be giving you the license which we've bought. So we'll be giving you a license to use the software that we've bought. Yeah, so we'll be guiding you at every step when you need the software. Yeah, I hope that answers it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so Alice, you can take over.
Right. Thank you very much, Timothy, for that briefing. At least now you're a bit familiar of what is data science and some of its application. So I come in here to now take you through the course overview. That is from the very first module to the last one. And then of course we shall also briefly discuss also the tools that we shall be using during the program. And I'll also be able to take you through some of the communities that you need to join once you join this course to also help you during your journey into science. So I'll guide you on how you'll be able to sign up maybe now or even later at the meeting. And yeah, I think that will be okay. And then we can have a quick Q&A later. So allow me to share my screen. Take you through this module. This is what you call business analytics and data science level 1. So like maybe mentioned to you, maybe in one or the other. So this is the very first program that we're going to take from scratch to the intermediate level. So we have the module, it's divided into 2 categories. We have the business analytics part, then we have the data science part. So the reason why we have these 2 categories is because we have different objectives joining this program. Could be to apply it into maybe a business arena, or maybe to also get a bit, or maybe to understand the technical bit of data science bit. So that's why we've given you the whole end-to-end program, so that at some point or at any point you can be able to apply any skill that you need. So I think you've already been taken through some of the packages that shall include during the program. For example, our e-learning platform, we shall take you through next time. And then we also have an exam platform that we'll be interacting with during the program. So after every module, we shall be assigning you a quiz, which we expect you to at least work on it during the weekday, maybe before we meet during our next session. So we have that platform as well. And then we have events platform. So that one we usually have events once in a while, and we shall be sharing with you those events for free. Timothy already talked about jobs placement. And then we have a career in mentorship. Yeah, so like I've mentioned to some of you as I was talking through the phone, as much as it's a virtual program, we are very supportive, and even our trainers, we also offer kind of mentorship. So anytime maybe you are working on a program, you're working on maybe something that you would need help, you can always feel free to reach out to us for guidance. Then we have that location intelligence platform. I think Timothy already talked about it. And then lastly, we have membership to this data acquisition platform. Yeah, so that one you join through a subscription of 5,000 only per year. And of course, it's long life. So even after the program, we can as well be able to continue to interact with the members of that platform. We have members joining from all over the regions and even outside the country. So it's a good membership body, because even sometimes maybe you would wish to even apply for jobs. There are some JDs I usually see they ask for you to at least be a member of one of the acquisition body which is related to your career. So it's a good step to take. So let me just go directly to the first module. Yeah, so like I've mentioned, we have the business analytics part. So the very thing that we usually start with, it's introduction to data science and what is driving it and some of its applications. So during our first session on Saturday, this is what we shall be getting deeper into. For example, what we've just been briefed about in regards to data science. So on Saturday, we shall be able to brief you about it so that you can be well aware of some of the application. Of course, I'm sure we're coming from different industries, so at least you'll be able to know how can you be able to leverage data in your field better and some of the application that you can be able to use. So that's what we usually focus on mainly during our introduction to science, which will be on Saturday. And then from there, we have the second module, which is data science, data governance and security. So the reason why we have and we included this module is because we've been having a lot of laws and policies around the data, and we thought it's also wise to at least have a module on it, because we'll be able to understand some of the data, even ethics and integrities. If maybe you're working on a project, you need to know which data should you be able to interact with in regards to data privacy or so on. I'm sure you've seen a lot of maybe application of it, and maybe some of the laws that usually comes from that. For example, even how Facebook uses data, Google, how they usually use data in regards to data privacy. So you also have to understand if I'm handling this type of project, I should not be able to get to this level of data, or maybe I can be able to get to this type, this level of data of using it in terms of my maybe own beneficial or even a project. So from there we have this database and cloud services. So what we apply here and the tool that we'll be using here, it's a tool called SQL. So the reason why we have that, it's because we assume at some point, if you're in big data field, you'll at some point need to query data for your own self, because sometimes you might find maybe you don't have very much.
What's an interpreter?
Okay. So yeah, so I was talking about, yeah, so that's the tool that you shall be using here for the database and cloud services. So basically it's a tool that will help you be able to know how you can be able to query data for your own, depending on what type of project you're doing. So that is very much imperative, because sometimes we have the end-to-end projects. You might need to query data for yourself before you even start any types of analysis. And you also need to understand some functions and formula that you should apply to query those databases from data from different databases. So we shall give you the basic tool that you can use to do that. So from there now we get to the part of business part now, and we have these three tools. We have Excel, Power BI, and we have another one called Tableau. So basically these are what we call business intelligence tools. And I assume at least at some point, each one of you have interacted with Excel, but also Excel is also a very powerful tool, and there is the part of advanced Excel that you need to understand as well. So we shall be giving you at least 4 sessions on advanced Excel. That is the first 2 sessions based on some of the advanced formulas and functions that you can use for Excel. For example, maybe how you can be able to leverage pivot table, Power Pivot more, to even automate some of your work. And then the next 2 modules should be focused on developing reports and dashboards, also still using Excel. So it's very interesting how we can be able to leverage Excel as much as maybe before you even get started with other tools. So from there we have now Power BI. So Power BI is also a business intelligence tool, but of course, there is some difference between Excel and Power BI, because Power BI is like an improved version of Excel. So for example, Excel has a limit of which the amount of data that you can be able to analyze using Excel. I think some million rows, but with Power BI, it's unlimited. You can even have billion of rows. And that's why, of course, we have these big data tools, for example, Power BI and Tableau. So Power BI is very good also for even doing data cleaning. It also has a part called Power Query, where you can be able to do a bit of data cleaning. Even maybe if you don't want to go maybe the hard way of maybe using a programming language, you can as well be able to do some basic cleaning using it. And also it's also very good in developing reports, visualizations, and even at last, you can be able to automate those reports in form of a dashboard. So it's very interactive, and also it can help you be able to automate some of your repetitive work at work. So yeah, so the other one we have Tableau. Yeah, so Tableau, it's more of the same like Power BI, but we have some differences in features. So once maybe we're able to give you a knowledge of the tool, you can choose maybe the one that you feel it's working more, or maybe you would prefer maybe Tableau or Power BI. But in terms of functionalities, it's more of the same. At the moment, we have even others like ClickView. Like there are so many, but they usually have the same functions. So what we usually encourage is at least once you're exposed to a few of them now, you can choose like to master, like maybe your own use. yeah, if you would be able to manage to master all of them, well and good, but at beginning you can choose maybe at least one or two. Yeah, so Tableau is as well good for developing reports and dashboards. Yeah, so from there we have another tool. I mean, the next module is on location intelligence. Yeah, so this is the one that we shall be using, our predictive lab bot. Yeah, we have already used it in some of our various projects, and as well, you can be able to use it even on your own project. Be it maybe you want to maybe, for example, open a side hustle job, maybe you want to leverage on how can you be able to know the best location for your work. I mean, for your maybe job or even a setup that you would wish to have in a certain area. There is a way you can be able to leverage that location intelligence app for your own help. It can help you be able to collect some basic data that you can need. For example, population of that area, traffic of that area, so that maybe you can be able to know where exactly can I be able to set up maybe a new shop. Yeah, so it's very also applicable even in our day-to-day life. Yeah, so basically those 7 modules, they are what we call business analytics modules. So the reason how we call them, like I've said, they can help you be able to develop reports. Maybe if you're working in a certain department, you can be able to set up those reports and dashboards per department. And then of course, there is a way you can set up like, for example, maybe you usually make monthly reports and you need not to be doing that from scratch each and every time you need to pull a report. You just need to develop a dashboard, and then you can set up, maybe it will be refreshing per maybe every day, every week, every month. Yeah, so they're very good and very interesting tools. So from there now we get started with the data science part. We shall start from introduction to Python. So like Timothy have mentioned, at the moment in data science field, you can either use Python or R. These are the mainly used programming language when it comes to data science. But for us, we chose Python. Reason being, it has at least an easy interface, and you can as well be able to transition to it regardless of your background. You don't have to worry. Maybe I don't have any background in coding. I've never coded. I don't have any background in IT. You don't have to worry about that. Python is as well as like any other language. You just have to study some basics and maybe master its environment, and I'm sure you'll be good to go. And that's why we have started from introduction to Python. So it's like introducing you to the tool so that you can now be able to be confident moving forward now before you even start with data analysis. So we shall be starting from introduction to Python. You study its like master its basic, how you can even be able to write Python scripts. You can see master some of the things that you call data types and so on, like the basic thing of any tool that like you can learn from any other tool. So from there we have statistics part as well. So you have seen during the briefing that you also need a bit of maybe some maths knowledge, but might not be that deep, but at least you need some of the knowledge in that. And that's why we have included statistics part on that. So you'll be able to know how you can be able to also apply statistics in your maybe project or even learning during the data science program. Yeah. So from there now we have now we get going with Python. So Python has something we call pre-installed packages. So it comes as a full package. So if you need to do data analysis, there are those packages that you can use for data analysis. If you need to do data visualization, there are those pre-installed packages in it that you'll just use to do visualization. And also lastly, as we get the end, you'll see, also once you need to do data machine learning, you also now need to just call those packages that are there in Python for you to help you build those machine learning models. So to start with, of course, you'll need to master the 3 categories. First, data analysis, second, data visualization, and maybe lastly now building those machine learning models. So we have this the most powerful two tools for data analysis. It's NumPy and Pandas. Those are the strong one in Python. So with these tools, you'll be able to master how you can be able to do out of data manipulation, how you can be able to clean data, how you can be able maybe to drop some columns, add some. Of course, you'd be guided with the objectives of your project, but these are the main tools that you'd be using for data analysis. And also maybe to mention at this point, we shall also be starting building up our project. So the other thing that we do here, apart from training, we also help you be able to build your project portfolio. So we expect you at least at the end of this program, you'll have done at least one, or maybe you can choose, you will have minimum of one, but you can choose to do as many as possible. So, but you shall be able to expect you to do one project, and even post it in a certain portfolio that I'll be able to show you later. So that one we shall start from this point. And we also use what you call it real-time data set, so that you can as well be able to connect on what you are doing. At least once you use a real-time data set and you do it practically, it will also be easy for you to even now apply that in your day-to-day work. Yeah, because the only beauty with these programs, it's once you're able now to apply, even if however small, at least to be able to apply one skill in your day-to-day project. So those are the two for data analysis. And then now we have these two. We have the one called Matplotlib and Seaborn, and we have Plotly. So these three now are for data visualization. Yeah, so like, at least once you present your data in a certain way, you can be able to tell more about it. Because like we mentioned, or maybe you've heard, we have these analytics in different levels. For example, we usually have the major 5. There is one called descriptive. We have another one called diagnostic. We have another one called predictive. We have another one called prescriptive, and we have the last one called cognitive. So using the first part of business analytics, we'll be able to cover the descriptive part of data of analytics, because using those reports and dashboards, you'll be able to tell what is going on maybe in my organization or maybe in your project, and you can be able to tell what has happened in a nutshell once you present that data. So from there now we have the diagnostic part. Now this is using now these two packages, NumPy and Pandas. Will help you now be able to get deep on maybe if we have maybe, for example, I use scenario, maybe we have a churn in our organization. Why do we have this churn now? So you'll be able to get deeper into it, knowing what has happened and why, at least now, using this more manipulation of your data. So, and then from there, you can now be able to present that data in form of a chart, a graph, and now that's where we have these three major tools of data visualization coming in. Yes, so from there now, we shall have now remained with the last bit of machine learning. Yeah, so we have the statistics part of it as well before you get introduced to machine learning. But now we have now the last machine learning part. It's now where we have the predictive part of analytics. So predictive basically means you can now be able to, once you have done your analysis, you have know what is happening, why is it happening. Now you would wish maybe to know, can I now predict what will happen then maybe in 5 years or 10 years or even next month? So now that's where machine learning usually comes in. So machine learning, like you can see at the moment, it's usually divided into 2 levels. But of course, before you even get started there, we shall be able to introduce you to what is machine learning. At least you have wider knowledge of what is it, how can you be able to apply it, some of the more other applications of machine learning, and maybe also how can you be able to apply it in your industry. And then from there, you shall now be able to break down into different levels of machine learning. Like you can see, you have supervised and unsupervised. So you'll be able to develop those models practically during the program. Yeah, so and I think that now will be the end of the program for the data science level 1, like you can see. So machine learning now, just to mention, it's very wide, very wide. In machine learning now, it usually have other pillars called artificial intelligence. We have blockchain. I'm sure you've had Tim was mentioning about NFTs, blockchain, and so on. So that's now the wide application of machine learning. And now from there, if you wish, and maybe you feel you would like to learn more about machine learning, we usually have an intermediate level. So now you can be able to transition into that level because it's a bit technical, but at least once you have introduction to machine learning, you're able to develop the basic machine learning. For example, you can see we have linear regression, logistic for supervised, and supervised to have like clustering and k-means. So at least once you're able to develop such, you can as well be able to have the more technical application of it using artificial intelligence and so on. So yeah, so that's how we advise, so that now you might not find it so difficult to do intermediate without even a basic understanding of machine learning. So yeah, so I think that that's the end of the module. Yeah, so just to mention now for the time of training, like we've mentioned in one or the other, we have one on Saturdays from 9, it will be starting from 9 to 12. And then we have another one on Wednesday from 7:30 to around 8. That should be 1 hour. So how we do, like I've mentioned, you shall be covering one module within 2 sessions. For example, maybe we have this like location intelligence. So we shall be covering like location intelligence on Saturday from 9 to 12. And then we continue on that on Wednesday, still on location intelligence, finalize on that. So after every module on Saturday, we shall be able to assign a quiz, like I've mentioned, not like literally a quiz, but something to help you be able to practice what you have learned, so that you can be able to at least try to see, am I getting it or not? So that now you have a chance to ask a question between Saturday and Tuesday before now we have the next module on Wednesday. So once we have that practical quiz, we usually go through it on Wednesday, we review, we have some discussion around it. If you have a question, you ask. And yeah, and then now from there, we can now continue with the next module. So yeah, so any question regarding the modules? The breakdown, the timeline of the program? Yeah, so it's my hope as well that whatever I've briefed you about, it's also in line with your expectation and some of the tools that I've mentioned there. Yeah, any question? Yeah, Zacchaeus, please.
Yeah, thanks, Aris, for taking us through this and informing us how the program will be. I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
One is that you can see that the coverage will be wide, and well, we don't have all the time to go into details in each and every topic. I'm just wondering, have you prepared some materials that maybe one can also be reading on part-time basis, or maybe some links to the very relevant materials that one can access, that is just to build on the... Thank you for
that question. So like I've mentioned, we have that, we have a platform that we give you free access for 1 year once you join our program. So it's called e-learning platform. So that platform has a lot of information. We have a lot of PDFs, tutorials, and even books to help you be able to, you can actually even choose to be learning before the trainer, because of course we have given you the brochure, you know what we'll be covering next and next. So you can now actually even decide to go ahead of the trainer and even read ahead. So we have that platform, the e-learning platform, and that's what we shall be using. So we shall just give you access in the course of this week. You'll be able to confirm that you can be able to access that platform. We shall send you an activation link. So once you activate, you set of course using an email and password. That will be your e-learning platform. That's what will be helping you learn and even research further on a certain module.
Okay, that's well noted. The second question is on the data professionals.
You're talking, I think your audio seems to be...
Yes, I wanted to ask the second question.
Yeah, sure.
You talked about the Data Professionals Association, and I was just wondering in terms of its operation and benefits, and maybe how does it help the members, and does it have any activities that one can be following up just to ensure what is happening in day-to-day activities?
Timothy, you want to take that?
Yeah. So maybe I can give, because I'm the chair of the Data Professionals Association. So yeah, of course we have an active secretariat. Yeah, so this is being second year of operations. So yeah, we are still building up on our membership, but we have activities that we've lined up, and some of these activities, including networking and being put in the calendar of events for the Data Commissioner's Office. Yeah, so we have mailing list that we send to members on the activities that are happening each quarter. So the intention is to be able to build a community of data professionals where we can be able to tackle issues that affect our profession, and also create an avenue through which we can enrich our knowledge. So we are organizing things like conferences, seminars, and also recruitment drives. Yeah. So we have a couple of activities that we've set up, and it's across board. So we have many professionals from many industries who are already members.
Okay, thank you. Well noted.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, any other question, concern, comment about the course modules? I hope that's in line with each and every person's expectation. If not, maybe you can let us know. All right. So just feel free to ask. So the last bit now, it's the one for helping you be able to position yourself digitally. So let me share a screen. Yes, so we have this platform. Let me just share on chat. It's called Predictive Analytics. It's now the platform that you'll be able to use to access some of those platforms like I've mentioned. For example, I've mentioned you should be doing a project. So once you do a project, you at least need to upload somewhere to even share and even see what other people are doing around such type of project. So for that reason, you'll come here and register. Just come here and register for your case. So for my case, I already registered. I'll just need to sign in. But don't worry, we shall be able to share these links as we share the recordings. So don't worry about not getting it. But if you're in position to, you can as well be able to have a look at it. So once you come here, then still come to menu. And then you come under resources. So you come to menu and then under resources. So here then you'll be able to find build your profile. So the first thing you'll be able to see is personal branding. So we've said once you join this, because it's a bit of a technical skill, you also need to at least be able to join some communities that will help you be able to position yourself well in the industry. So we have different platforms here. You can be able to see. For example, we have the LinkedIn platform. You can see it here. Maybe you have it or not. Maybe you can sign or register into it as well. So we have the first link you'll be able to see here. It's our CEO, Timothy Oredo. You can follow him. Usually posts a lot of information regarding around data science and even big data at large. So once you can just click on this link and you'll be able to follow him. And also you have our page, Predictive Analytics Lab. So you can actually search it as well and follow our page. We also share a lot of information around this field. So from there, we have some other platforms. We have GitHub and Kaggle. So these are the two major platforms that you can be able to share your code. So once we get started with data science, we shall be doing the coding part. So you can be able to even research further on these platforms and even see maybe you are working on a certain project. You want to know, how do I go about this project? So you can actually type on these platforms and you'll be able to get some inspiration of how do I go about it. You can even get a full code on how to go a certain project. But mainly for us, for data scientists, we usually use Kaggle. So Kaggle, you just come here and click on it. And of course, the cases you have to sign in. Yes, so we have a lot of projects here. They usually are uploaded from all over the country. So you can actually even come here on the search tab and you search in the area of the industry. So any type of project that you can wish to see how just come here and search. So it's a very interactive platform. And also you can as well be able to get any type of data set that you need, free data set, you can be able to get it. So like I mentioned, we shall be guiding you on how to work on one project, but you can as well work on as many as possible, because like you can see, you have access to data set, you have access to even on how to go about such project. So you can as well come to this platform. So using this lab, just come here, click on that Kaggle and register. So once you do the project for us, we shall also expect you to come and upload that project here. So that maybe even after the program, we can as well be able to go back to this project and see how did I go about that project. I signed up for my program at Predictive Analytics Lab. So it's something that you can as well be able to go back anytime that you wish, because of course it's cloud-based. Yes. So, and also you can as well be able to share, maybe you're maybe applying for a certain job. They ask you which type of project have you done in the area of data science. You can as well be able to share that in form of a link, and then they'll be able to see what have you been able to do. And that's why we encourage you, you can still continue building up on that portfolio. So from there, we also have GitHub. So you can either choose to post on GitHub or even Kaggle, but we mostly advise Kaggle because Kaggle is specifically for data scientists. So from there, we have other platforms like Data Science Central. So this is basically to give you more information and updates in the area of data science and even application. So for example, like you can see, you'll be able to see more tutorials and even tutorials mostly in this platform on how you can be able to apply machine learning, AI, data science, and so on. From there, we have also KD Nuggets as well. Yeah, it will be able to even give you some stories on how you can apply machine learning, data science. For example, we'll give a case of how you can be able to apply machine learning in, for example, Facebook. How, if you want to know how certain companies they usually interact and apply machine learning, you can be able to get such stories in these platforms. So you can be able to Google anything there. So from there, we have another one called Medium. So Medium, it's basically for blogs. So in this platform, then you can be able to sign up, or maybe you can as well, even if you are interested in usually writing, you can as well be able to sign up here and even write blogs and even publish them there, of course, and even share across your network. So we also have our own blog site, Predictive, shall be sharing with you once in a while during the program as well. So we usually encourage, once you join the program, you can try to be reading at least one article, maybe even per day, or maybe you can just set the minimum for yourself, so that at least you can keep on being active on that area and even maybe understanding some of the basic things that you don't. So with these platforms, you just search on anything that you would wish to learn more, and of course you'll be able to have many options on that, on the same. From there, we have Slack. At the moment, we don't use it mostly. Yes, and then you have Anaconda. So in this case, we shall be using that part of Python. We shall be using the Anaconda Python version of it, but we shall be able to guide you on how to install once you get to the introduction to data science part, because there is no need of you installing at this stage. So we shall be guiding you, of course, before we start a certain module. If, for example, we're doing Tableau, shall be guiding you before, and then we make sure you are set before we start on that module. So those were the main platform that I wanted to share with you. The other one, it's just how you can be able now to follow the industry. For example, maybe you're a fan of Twitter, Facebook, or even LinkedIn, whichever platform you prefer. You can decide to, of course, customize the types of the feed that you should be getting. So you just click this. So these are the people in this industry who are maybe, of course, there before. So we have some others on LinkedIn. We have like 15 influencers in Twitter. We have some in LinkedIn, others in KD Nuggets. So whichever platform you can choose to follow them. And of course, that means you shall be getting most of the information on those platforms, maybe based on data science, just to keep you yourself updated on the same. So those two features. So for the others, we have incorporated them on the on that e-learning platform. So you don't have to worry much about the four of them. yeah, just come and make sure you have signed up on those two platforms. Okay. Yeah. Any questions so far?